Hello everyone, my name is Alessandro Viperno. I'm the program director of the House of Emerging Technologies here in Rome. And I'm here just to welcome you to this event, which is taking place in the House of Emerging Technologies, a new space within the Tiburtine station here in Rome. I just wanted to provide you with a little introduction about this space and why we are here. This is a new space coordinated and developed by the Rome municipality, which aims to support new experimentation in the field of emerging technologies. So we are pleased and we're happy to host this event in order to support a new vision of the ecosystem, which aims to develop the city, to foster the development of the city through innovation, through the use of the new technologies. Of course, data is one of the main pillars of this new model that supports green and sustainable infrastructure. So I don't want to waste your time anymore. So I'll just give the floor to the next speakers. And of course, you're welcome here at the House of Emerging Technologies wherever you want.
I'm the coordinator of the project DYDAS, Valeria Puglieri. And thank you, Alessandro, for the introduction and for hosting us today in this event. Our project DYDAS has been funded under the CF Telecom program called Open Data. Like the project that Stefano will describe further. And so DYDAS is coming to an end. The project will end just at the end of the month. And also we are here to promote the hackathon that we organized together with the project Spotted. And the deadline of the hackathon is the 17th of January, so please bear in mind this date to be ready to submit your applications. There are 5,000 euros of as prize, but we will talk better later on. I just spent a few words to describe the project DYDAS. The main aim is to build up a platform for sharing open data from private and public sector. And the project started in 2019 and is ending this month, as I said already. Was very wonderful to work with our partners that are Enea. We have one partner with us today in presence and other connected online. The coordinator is K2 Business, is an IT company that coordinated the project during this time, and together with other partners like Links Foundation and Anci Lazio and Gmatics. Do I forget somebody? I can't remember. Maybe I can add some more details later. The time we spent in working on the project was very fruitful because we had the chance to work also with many other stakeholders, like the ones from that are part of our advisory board. And today we have the speech of Fabio Nussio from and Antonio Falvo from Agenzia Rome Agency for Mobility, for Mobility Agency. So this has been a very good collaboration together with also other stakeholders, like for instance Autostrade, and other stakeholders like for instance the Institute for Supercomputing in Poznan. Sorry, just to mention some of them. So, as I said, we are coming to an end. We like to anticipate the end of the project by talking about this countdown for the hackathon that will end on the 17th, as I said already. And we are very happy for the collaboration with Spotted. We have Fireware as one of the partners of the project, and Stefano De Panfilis, so I'll leave the floor to him, and please.
Thank you, Valeria. Good morning, everybody. I am Stefano De Panfilis, Chief Operating Officer of the Fireware Foundation, which is a non-for-profit association based in Germany, but with members all over the world. I will speak about this later. Today is a wonderful occasion to put together a collaboration of different projects, although under the same umbrella of the CEF program. And this is one of the important results. Sometimes each of us works in isolation, and instead creating synergies is wonderful. Spotted is in fact about the use of open data, particularly data geolocalized and coming from the Earth observations of a satellite, and all the technologies around that. So that is what the project is about, providing a different way of providing data that will support mobility in an intelligent way. Among other aspects for smart cities that are, of course, extremely relevant. As a Fire Foundation, we are also, as partner of the project, we are also here because our technologies that are in fact born from European Food Initiative back in 2011, Fireware was an initiative under the Future Internet Public-Private Partnership, funded with 500 million, and after that, the good results of it allowed to create this independent legal body that is a Fire Foundation to promote those technologies, which are open, royalty-free, and based on and all deployed and as open source technologies that will be used also in the context of the hackathon. So this is another important element why we are here. One of our also users, I'm proud to say, and happy to be Rome. Of course, I'm also from Rome, although my office, my desk is in Berlin, is that Municipality of Rome is one of our users. And in fact, we have more than 250 cities around the world that are using Fireware technologies. Of course, those are those that we know, because as you can understand, being open source technology, we don't know who are using them. No? So nobody can guess. Only those who manifest ask our help, so we create synergies and so on. So this is those we know. There is a booklet on our portal which describes all of those applications deploying there, and there are several on mobility, which are maybe also good for inspiration for the colleagues that will go in the hackathon. So, and this is, I think, well, you can look there if you want to win the hackathon to have some good inspiration. So yes, I don't take more time. Thank you all for being here. For those who are connected with us today, my colleague Antonio from the Spotted project will explain the challenges and everything in more details later on. And yes, now I think it's time for the next speaker. So Fulvio, please.
Yeah, we are trying to recover some delay. Okay, Fabio Nussio from Rome Mobility Agency.
Meglio là perché
sì. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity given by the DYDAS project and by the House of Emerging Technologies of Rome Municipality, because it's quite a very interesting initiative that we are able to use in the next, also in the next week. We will have another meeting of another European project. So user C regarding, in particular user C regarding the electric mobility. And I am happy. I am here to also to thank Valeria and the project DYDAS in general. Come back to the presentation. If we, I am Fabio Nus. I am the responsible of innovation and fundraising activity of the mobility agency of the city of Rome. And next, please. And I will just introduce something about the city and say what are the main interests for DYDAS in such activity. Just a slide showing the data. Yes, this one. It's quite impressive because, see, next, something in synthesis. We have a cultural, still a cultural attitude for private vehicles with the highest rate of motorization, with the 2 cars for driving license. That is quite crazy. More than 2 cars for driving license. It's about 2.5 million vehicles with 1.3 million driving license. So just to have an idea. So, and we have a problem with the road safety. We have about 130, 150 deaths per year, 10,000 wounded per year. So crazy. The modal share is 21% public transport, and the rest is mostly private or pedestrian. So we have to change. But we have to change in a city that is complicated due to the fact that this is we cannot change roads. We stay here where we were successful in destroy an old road, an ancient type of road, we can say in this way, and now we see the city from this, from the landscape of this, the House of Emerging Technology. But we have to change, in general, the city, because taking back the fact we have a double capital, the Vatican City, the city of Rome, the capital function, and so on. But we have now the tool to do this. We approved in February this year, after a long trip during the last new administration, we approved the Sustainable Urban Mobility Plan. So we have to change the city in a multimodal city, more than in a car city. So plan for people, not plan for traffic. This is a very important change. What are the main changes? Please, we define a lot of components where we have to create improvements. I will focus in particular now on public transport and intermodality and demand regulation. But some words have to be spent also on cycling, on city logistics, on sharing mobility, pedestrian mobility, and fleet renewal, clearly. But look at the public transport. What are our aims in the next 10 years? Next one, please. We would like to change, I say, the city from an unsustainable city to a sustainable city, please. Next. Because also we have another very important goal. We stay in the mission cities, in the 100 cities in Europe that would like to reach climate neutrality goals within 2030. So we have to do our best to stay in this goal. Please, next. From this scenario of public transport, in 10 years, we expect to pass, next please, to this other scenario. That is an important change, but with few modifications on the network. You can see 45 kilometers of metro railways, tramway and bridges, a lot of tramway and bridges, development of the tram network with the 60 kilometers about, and new station, a lot of new stations. So integration on the network and change a lot of these new improvements are already financed by the government, by the European with the resilience factor project, the so-called PNRR, and we have to do a lot of work. But at the same time, with this improvement of public transport, next, we go towards constraints for private transport. So we divided the city in 6 zones with increasing constraint once you approach the city center. So, next please. In the first zone, it's completely controlled by electronic gates, and access is permitted only to authorized people, depending by the belonging categories and so on. Next one, the second zone is becoming a control zone and future pollution charge zone. So the rail ring, the so-called rail ring that is surrounding the first one, expect to have a pollution charge scheme in the next 2 years. The third, next slide please. Another, again I will describe. A new council act called that is the Deliberation Council 371 of 2022 expect to create a low emission zone with the green zone, the fascia verde in Italian but in English is green zone, where we are putting electronic gates on the contour, on the perimeter, and we control the emission factor of the vehicle accessing this zone, and we are limiting this access zone up to Euro 5 diesel in 2024 that will not be permitted. So this zone is becoming, these 3 zones, this zone include, including the other 2 internal, include about 1.2 million people, and the majority of the travel inside the city. So we are changing the city really. Next, please. What means this? What is the importance for the DYDAS project? Is that the city is growing its mobility center and the data sets linked to this. So each one of the first, of the previous system and the other system controlling traffic light, controlling electronic gates, controlling the system for variable message sign and so on, are all centralized in the mobility center with the cloud logic, and please next, and with a system of data lake and data analytics that permit to have a knowledge, an information knowledge for the city and for all citizens, because we make available all these data sets. Please next. In order to create, and we are reducing the data managed by the system in only 18 typology that are available on the web when they are stabilized in some way, both static and dynamic data. Next one. So we created also a new command and control room that I invite you to visit when you have time. We are changing now headquarters. From Laurentina we will move to São Paulo zone, but anyway you can see from now anyway, because we will work in the duplicated system for 6 months probably, and you can visit the control room in Piazza degli Archivi now, our district, and with where you can show, I can show, please next, the operator interface where we centralize every data, and you can merge and visualize the data. Just some interface. My colleague Antonio is not here, but is with the his spirit is here, in the sense we stay together anyway. Please next one, and is available for any further information you may have interest. Next, in order to, we will track what is our aim, our final aim, to create the real multimodal system with mobility, with the creation of a mobility as a service platform. not interface, platform. We would like to have all data, and mass integrator, mass operator will provide their own system, their own integration, their own offer, and so on. But data are under control, or should remain under our control and under national control, because we would like to stay in the so-called Mass for Italy project, and we win the first call. So we would like to create a national system together with the Milan, Turin, and Naples, Bologna at the moment, Florence, the pilot city that are creating this system. So we have common references, common requirements, and so we are creating the same system. Please, next. So what is our idea? To leave the car as is it possible, please join other systems. Possibly an integration of the other system, public transport, sharing, pedestrian, cycling, and so on. So please, next. So we expect to complete the system, the mass system, within 2024, because are the limitation given by our call Mass for Italy. Next one. So where you can find the data at the end? But please look at that web address, and you can find all data to be used as a travel support. So please, you go there, use this data, inform us if this data are not working or you are having problem, what data you would like to have, please. Next one. And we have about the geographic data set and all the static data in 107 data sets. So please scroll all this data, use what is interesting for you, and use also dynamic data, for instance, for public transport. We have all public data on public transport, please. But also we have other data sets that could be interesting for you. The historical database. For instance, we use this address because we try to understand what the effect of the COVID-19 2019 on the mobility. And we have a lot of information that are used, that you can use. For instance, I show what happened next. This should be the last one. This is the effect of the COVID on the metro's use, on the metro lines use. You can see what happened from February 2020, the starting of the pandemic, after today. So you can have all the historical data on this usage. And you can see what you can have studies, analysis. You can support us also in data analysis. We are a limited group of people. We are not 3,000 people. So if you can use, you can help us to better use this data, to increase the quality of data, signaling where these data are not working, or where you can have, I would like to have this data more. Okay, why not? We can discuss it. We have some technician that were very deep inside this data, so you can discuss. We set up in the past also a sort of chat with the people that using data. We can set up again. We are available. We are ready to. Please understand that we are working on a lot of projects, on new projects, so our time is limited. I'm sorry for this. We have constraint to hire people. I was explaining to Valeria and to Giorgio what our constraint to hire people. So we are a limited group of people, but we are available to support you in your effort. Thank you very much for your next. Clearly, I remain available for any question you may have. Thank you very much.
Antonio?
No, no.
Ah, okay. So, okay.
No,
So
Antonio is not here.
he's not here. Okay. You.
I am replacing you.
Okay. So we keep going with the next session, and the next speaker will be Antonio Filograna, that is in remote. Okay. Just a few seconds.
Hello to everybody.
Okay.
Here.
Antonio, can you hear me? No. Ah, okay. So there are some issues, technical issues. But we can see your presentation, Antonio. Antonio, can you talk? Can you try to talk? No, we can't hear you. Can you try to restart the application? Maybe there is some issues. Yeah. Can you restart the application, please? Yeah, sorry. Thank you. Asher. Antonio, here you are. Can you hear us? Prova. Antonio, can you hear me?
Yes, can you try to speak, Vittorio?
No. Antonio, can you try to talk? But maybe forse siamo noi che non sentiamo. Connessi sentono, sì. Sì. O ci connettiamo. Ok, sorry for the technical issues. Okay, we just try to solve these technical issues, so we come back in few minutes. Please hold on.
Un'altra parte. Io sì, voi?
Okay, we are online again, right? Okay, so thank you for your patience, and Antonio, I'll leave you the floor for your presentation. Thank you for your patience too.
Okay, so thanks a lot for attending this meeting. I'm going to present the rules and the hackathons, the two hackathons, and then I present the Spotted project and the aim of the hackathon for Spotted project. Next to me, Julian will present the DYDAS project and its hackathon. So this virtual hackathon is a competition for innovative ideas aimed at developing new services, new added value services in the sector of smart mobility and urban green areas management by exploiting the satellite and Earth observation data. This is the two hackathon, one for smart mobility and smart cities proposed by DYDAS consortium, and one on satellite and open data proposed by Spotted consortium. Both were launched on July the 1st last year, and you have time to submit your ideas in 1 week, starting from today. And the celebration date will be on the 26th of January. You can see also the prize. The first place will win 5,000 euro, the second place 3,000 euro, and the third place 2,000 euro per project. So here you can find the link to submit the proposal to DYDAS Challenge and Spot Challenge. And if you want, if you need additional information, you can find terms and conditions and other information in the at the Fireware website. And at the end of the journey, the jury member will be composed from a representative of public and private sector, but also cities as Rome, Milan, Naples, Helsinki, and have different background. So going ahead to the Spotted overview, Spotted project aims to facilitate the public administration and the policymaker in the management of green areas, and they want to exploit what the European Commission call the high value dataset, that are dataset relating to geospatial data, Earth observation, environment, methodological data, statistical data. So we want to provide additional these added value services, collecting heterogeneous data from different data sets, from satellite data, but also not only satellite data, but also open data. So data coming from the open data portal, the European data portal, but also from other open data coming from other organization. All the raw data will be collected and analyzed and stored in the context broker, that is a fireware component, and processed by some artificial intelligence algorithm in order to provide a new data set, so a derived data, that will be uploaded to the European data portal. The city portal, and the city owner can harvest this new data set with the additional analysis and show it in your own portal by using their own visualization. So we wanted to have an abstract level between data and visualization. The visualization is in charge of the city portal, and they can use their specific technologies. We have in the project 3 pilots, and where spotted will be tested. The city of Milan, that wants to support through the spotted the data-driven green and just transition by predicting and analyzing the urban, but not only urban, and also social and economic impacts of green transformation initiative. We also have the city of Helsinki that wants to monitor the sustainability of nature tourism and the planning and maintaining the green index indicator. And finally, the city of Naples that wants to monitor the urban regeneration strategy in the territory near to the city of Naples. And we want to provide an innovative solution by using, collect, analyze, and visualize the different data, including the Earth observation data, in order to support the decision maker in the field of green areas management. And we want to combine different disruptive technologies such as artificial intelligence, cloud-based technologies, and also cloud computing in order to provide a customizable dashboard to monitor and predict the emerging land change of the territory where the services will run. And what is the real result of the Spotted project? We called it the Spotted Digital Services. That is what we want to offer to the 3 cities involved in the project, but also to all other cities that wants to join in our project and use our services. So starting from what the city wants to measure, for example, one indicator coming from the stakeholder meeting within the Milan municipality is then to measure the correlation between natural capital and the health. So the Spotted platform will provide a digital service that collect satellite data, open data, analyze them, and provide the result of this correlation through the city portal that will visualize according to its own way of visualization. And this result of the Spotted digital services will be published to the European data portal as a new open data set belong to the city. This is an example of the dashboard that we want to provide. So the user can write the name of the city, select the Spotted digital services among the digital services we are going to provide for the 3 cities, the 3 pilots involved in the project, and the time to update the data set, because for example, if I select each month, the system check if there is a new data set in order to update the result of the spotted digital services. So the system will ask the user for providing the dataset needed to run the service, and the user can find this dataset autonomously or asking the support of the spotted system. Then when the dataset were provided, all the data will be processed and the result will be uploaded to European Data Portal in order to be visualized to the city portal. This is an example of the process, no? The spotted digital services, and this is a processing block. For example, here we mapped the correlation between the natural capital and health. So we collect data from Sentinel-2 in order to extract the heat island in the dataset, and we collect from the open data portal of the municipality of Milan the district, the district in which the Milan municipality is divided. So in this case, we have a new data set with the heat island indicator divided in the district. Then we collect from Sentinel-2 the green areas. Sentinel-2 is the program that provide the European Space Agency provide Earth observation data, so satellite data, and provide the green areas in the city of Milan. And in the result of this join with the heat island and the district will be the heat island indicator in a specific district and the green surface present in that district. Then we will have another data set coming from, for example, the open data portal of Milan Municipality, but also from the Agenzia delle Entrate, that is the age classes divided by district of the city. And at the end, we will have the information that we would like to have at the beginning of this process. And this could be an example of the dashboard provided by Spotted portal. And we can see different visualization of the data collected and analyzed. For example, the land cover, the greenery obtained from Sentinel-2 for the municipality of Milan, the heat, the land surface temperature, so the heat island, and the land surface temperature versus the green areas obtaining using a statistical zone divided by district. So what we request to have in the hackathon, what you should do as applicant for the hackathon. So you can participate with 4 ideas, and you need to select just one for apply to the spotted hackathon. So starting from the spotted digital services that I mentioned before, already identified by our pilots, and you need to look for data needed to run the same services but in different cities, or starting from the already existing data or new data found by you as applicant, you can propose a new digital services, draw its relating processing block, the process I showed you before, for the city already involved in the project. So provide to the city or involved in the project new digital services, new idea for new digital services, and also how you want to analyze the data you want to collect. The third option is propose new digital services and draw its related processing block for the cities already involved in the process in the different thematic area. For example, Naples wants to also to investigate the tourism as Helsinki. So the pilots suggested some different thematic areas where you can provide your ideas for new digital service. And last but not least, revise the already existing process block, and in case re-engineering them, providing better solution. So in the page of the hackathon of Spotted Hackathon, you can find beyond, in addition to the rules, also documents where you can already find the processing block and the digital services we are designed for the Spotted project, all the other information to participate to our hackathon. So thanks a lot, and I give the floor to Julia.
I call here Julian Coltea, the project manager of DYDAS, that will give us some more information about the hackathon. So please, Julian.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Julian Coltea, research and development manager in K2 Business and project manager for DYDAS project. I'll talk a little about the hackathon as well from the DYDAS challenge point of view. So the hackathon that Antonio introduced is meant for create solutions, gather ideas. So for both of the challenges, both the challenges are addressed to the urban environment from a green management point of view and from a traffic point of view for the DYDAS challenge that is proposed. As Antonio introduced before, the hackathons were launched on the 1st of July and will end on the 17th of January. We will do the final closing on 26th on January this month. So there is less than 1 week remaining for the submission of the challenges. So I suggest you to try and wrap up if you are working already, or try to keep up with the dates, because in less than 1 week it's challenging to complete the challenging but not impossible to complete one of the two challenges, or both if you feel for it. So what is the DYDAS challenge? The DYDAS challenge means to give you the tools to develop AI models or models in general, placed on data sets that can be open data sets, your own data sets, and give value to your ideas and results from your work. Just watching the environment and sustainability issues in the cities, the open data, the satellite data, and all the data in general can provide services to and to reach a data-driven research and application for our cities. So everyone can contribute to it with both ideas or technical capabilities to work this data and provide new services for the cities or smart cities of the futures. So in urban contexts, specifically, the traffic is one of the most impactful issue that all the common citizens have to endure in everyday life. 2 bits on the DYDAS project that Valeria introduced before. DYDAS project meant to create a new platform for data sharing, data monetization, and for developing tools, models, algorithms that can run on the platform and bring new results, new data sets that can be published as open data or monetized through a marketplace that is available on the platform. The subscription for the DYDAS platform as today is for free. You get access to HPC services for developing your own services, or you can publish data on the marketplace for free, or for now in the launch phase it's only available for free to publish data. Then you will be able to monetize the data as both a private citizen, as a company. You can sell your own data, you can publish it for free, you can bring your ideas to develop new models, new services for smart city or for your business. You can use the HPC to develop AI models. Machine learning tools are already available, or you can integrate the platform through API to develop it with an external tools. During the DYDAS project, we developed 3 use cases. In particular, one of the use cases that is more keen to the challenge that we are proposing is the use case mobility, during which we developed through edge computing devices that were installed on cars or on defined areas. We developed algorithms to monitor and recognize from images captured from the devices. We recognize people, their behavior, cars. For example, one of the applications that we run around Rome is the pothole identification, the automatic gathering of the road damages that are present on our territory, and to automatize traffic offenses, illegal advertising, and so on. We'll stop a little on the traffic flow. We can identify a car, what kind of direction the car is taking. For example, if we imagine to have these devices installed at the traffic light, we can determine how many cars are passed there, which direction they took, how much time it took to cross an intersection. And on that note, we proposed the challenge. The challenge is actually to imagine. Next one, sorry. The challenge is actually quite simple. It's to imagine to have a small city area, for example, 10, 20 traffic lights that we can manage through artificial intelligence algorithm. So the challenge here is to find a way to optimize the time that every car in that area minimizes their time in traffic. So If we have, for example, as we proposed, like 10 traffic lights, that each traffic lights monitor how many cars passed the traffic light and which direction they took. We have to find an algorithm that applied on the all the data gathered from the edge devices, control the traffic lights so that people passes the least time in traffic. So what you have to develop is the process part. You have as an input a simulated, or you can find online some open data, traffic data from a city. I know that Singapore, for example, publishes this kind of data as open data. You can use the data that we provided into the platform. It's a simulated data of an area in Rome, and it indicates a portion of the city of Rome, and simulates each minute how many time, how many cars passed a traffic light, and how many cars are passed in each direction each minute. So in this way, you can develop an algorithm that optimizes the traffic light. You can decide for each traffic light if it will be green, it will be red, and that way, after some time, you get to you get to see how the traffic is optimized or not with your actions. The output must describe what lights must change for each minute to ensure that the minimum time is each car passes in traffic. You don't know each car which is it, but we can calculate how many time overall the cars passed in the traffic. Next one, please. So, as I was saying before, you must develop the algorithm, but you can use any tool or data to train the model. We recommend you to use an AI-based model, but you can use a statistical tool as well. But because of the quantity of data, I suggest you to use a machine learning-driven algorithm. The simulated data is available. I'll describe it a little after how it works. It's already available on the DYDAS platform and through the context broker. And the algorithms at the end must be executed onto the DYDAS platform that supports, as for now, Python scripting and supports TensorFlow algorithms, PyTorch models, and other Python-based libraries. If you need some help, some details, there's a manual available on the DYDAS platform, or you can contact DYDAS help desk and ask any question about how the platform works. The evaluation at the end will include a performance assessment, so you have to ensure that the format of the data of the output is compatible with the simulated data structure. Next one, please. Okay, so how to participate? It's quite simple, actually, except for the development part. That's the challenge itself. First step, you have to register to the DYDAS platform. You'll find it at preview.dydas.eu, or from the home website, you'll find you have to click the button "Try the platform." Then you have to register. You can use Speed. ADAS is available only for some countries, so it's not sure that it will work, but you can register with your own credentials and email address. Step 3 is to access the platform. I think you should look a little around to understand how it works. But as the first step, you should go to the marketplace and place an order to the Fireware Hackathon DYDAS Challenge that contains the data set that I was describing before, containing the simulated data that is updated each minute as in real time, and indicates the traffic the traffic jams in a portion of Rome. Using this data is not mandatory, but I suggest you to include it in your flow because the structure is ensured to be the correct one for the challenge. The data set can be previewed on the platform using the map tools of the platform. The preview, when you enter into the project section, you'll see that it contains a data set called Small Mobility. Once you click there, you reach the preview page, or you can see the data structure described there. And you can use it to train your model to develop your own script. As I was saying before, the input and the output must be the same as the simulated data. That's important because if not, we cannot perform performance assessment, and it will be more difficult to evaluate how performant your algorithm was on this data. The same data is available through the Fireware context broker, so you can subscribe to the context broker. You'll see in the user manual the technical details for that. I suggest you to download the manual that's available in the right corner of anywhere in the platform actually, and it describes the data. Or you can contact us and you'll have any detail we can provide, any assistance you will need. The fourth step is the main one. You have to create a new project inside DYDAS, import the data set, the one that we provide, or another data set, and you have to develop a Python script, a Python model used by a script. It has to run inside the DYDAS platform. It does not have to be trained inside the DYDAS platform, though you can use it. But because DYDAS is on a preview version, there is no such computational capabilities allowed for everyone. So if you need it, we can provide it. You can contact us in private if you need to use the more resources. We can provide them, but by default they are not available as much. So for the training processes, I suggest you to use any platform. If you need it from DYDAS, we can provide it. So the fifth step is to check if the model runs correctly on DYDAS. So you have to load your script onto the labs section of the model section of the platform. You have to perform at least one run, and you can persist your data into another data set of your choosing. You can optionally use dashboards. That's not mandatory as for the challenge, but if it helps you to explain your results, you can use drag and drop tools to describe through graphics, to map your results. Next one. Okay. So the final step is to submit your proposal. On the Fireware site, you'll find the page for the virtual hackathon of CF projects for both spotted and DYDAS challenges. You can participate one or both of them. The prizes are for each one 5,000 euros for the first prize, 3,000 for the second prize, and 2,000 for the third place for each project. You must submit your presentation, your description of the challenge, a short description of the challenge. You must indicate the project ID you used on the DYDAS project so that we know which submission corresponds to which project when we will have to test it. And then the final challenge is to pitch it. So you will have to provide the presentation with where you described what kind of results you reached, why, what approach you had, and nothing else. You have to present it to a jury that will decide whichever presentation and algorithm was the best one for this challenge. So, as I was saying before, any doubts at all, any questions, you can contact Fiverr, you can contact us at the help desk of DYDAS, you can follow us on Twitter or LinkedIn, you can write questions there as well. We made some training sessions that are available on YouTube. The link is quite difficult. We'll copy and paste it on the chat for for a more easy access. And good luck. Thank you all. I leave the floor to Valeria again.
Thank you, Julian, for all the details about this hackathon. So, just a few words to end this morning together. We have already many groups that are working on the hackathon. So there is this last week left to apply, actually less than a week, because the deadline, we repeat again, is on the 17th of January. Please try to do your best to win. We remember also the prizes: 5,000 euro for the first prize, 3,000 for the second one, and 2,000 for the third one. So for any doubts, you got already all the details that Julian gave to us, but you can contact our LinkedIn profile, DYDAS EU, or the website where there are the emails and all the contacts. So let's work on this hackathon, and I just want to remind to everybody that after the deadline of the 17th, the selection of the winners will be in the week of the 23rd, and on the 26th, during the final event of DYDAS project, we will have the celebration of the winners. So we will invite you to attend also the event on the 26th. That will be here again, the Casa delle Tecnologie Emergenti di Roma Capitale. So we thank the Rome municipality for hosting us again, and good luck. Bye. Okay.